Good morning, people. Today is 8/7/2026. Ghetto greenhouse grow. The stretch is on. You see this camera here. I watch this in the house, and I get a view about like that. And last night, the plants were below that wood. This morning, they're well above it. So I got 3 or 4 inches overnight. I got 2 inches on these overnight. I measured those tops here. I got 2 inches on that one just overnight. And the sun hasn't even come up yet. So let's go over what I've been doing the last couple of days. This corner, you notice I cut off because the plants are getting bunched up in here. And that extra foot I saved, I'm a big guy, it lets me get through there much easier. If you notice in this greenhouse, everything's kind of pushed that way because I have this shade cloth out here, 90% shade cloth, and it comes down like that. So I have to get everything over that way. So that cutout there helps. As these get bigger, or later in the week, I'm gonna try to lower this shade cloth down like 1.5 feet and maybe get that angle like that, because right now, and then I can slide that over once these start doubling or whatever they're gonna do. I got a cage built back there for the gunk. And then I got a net, this one here, of course. This peanut butter's breath sure taken off too. It fell over last night. I had it on a crappy stand, but no damage. I had to move it over here because I'm running out of space. That's the only space I had. So we'll see how that turns out. The autoflower, she's packing on some good weight now. I'll get some better video of this later. Green or Homegrown Seed Company, I'm not too happy with them. Out of the 10-pack, 4 of them didn't pop. They look okay, but they're just all different times. Of course, they're planted different, but this one's planted the same time as this one back there. This is already showing bud heads, and that one's not. So 4 didn't pop. Different phenos. I killed 2, so I'm not too happy with homegrowns. Yes, I could probably return to 4, but what a waste of time that is. So it is what it is. Let's move on back here. Here's my Charlie Brown Northern Lights auto. This one just stunted. Here's I called this a different one the other day, but this is Smackdown. And another Northern Lights autoflower, which is behind that one. They're planted at the same time. So eventually this will come out of here as this doubles. Nice little spot back there. This Mansuka Alaska Thunderfuck. Man, I'm gonna put me another cage up here, or a trellis, I'm not sure yet. And I need to get back here, and I have this cage here, but these ones grew out the side, so I got to tie these up. That gunk, she's starting to stretch too. She's losing her. Just last week, this was the perfect round ball. You can just now start to see it's breaking up, getting into the stretch. Big blueberry. She's got slight claw, and she's not overwatered. But when I water this one heavily, her claws just go instantly. In like an hour, she comes out of it. When the sun comes up, she'll come out of it more of it. She's always been droopy, you know. I mean, not super droopy, but like I said, almost you can see a claw. But she's not overwatered. I wait 4 or 5 days, you know, between waterings. So I read blueberries sensitive to over fertilizing and that kind of stuff, but she's healthy. There's no signs of any deficiencies, no signs of insects. I've been using Lost Coast Plant Therapy and BT every week through this whole grow, and I'm switching over to Iron Skull's Nukem, which is a citric non-oil base for these when they go into flower. Greenhouse setup's been working great. Without this shade cloth out here, let me see this. Without the shade cloth out here, this greenhouse couldn't run like this because this is the south-facing wall, and the radiant heat just comes in here, and it'll be 80 degrees outside. It'll be 110, 115 inside. So without this shade cloth, this greenhouse wouldn't be possible. And then without that tree up there, shades this greenhouse right at 3, and it cools it down to 5 degrees, whatever it is outside. And if it's 95 degrees before 3 o'clock, I have this 30% shade cloth on these ropes here, and to my house, and I just slide it over, and it brings the temperature down to about the same as it is outside. That swamp cooler back there works great. It also brings some humidity in here when it's like 30-40% humidity in the daytime. All right, this is my favorite time of year to stretch. I just love the stretch. I love measuring every night, and just so hopefully this plant at least gets close to double or half its size. All these should be a nice fat growing here come October. All right, man, check back next week, and I'm gonna go over some security stuff I do for around this ghetto, dealing with rippers and thieves and tweakers, or not tweakers, but I call them Toms. They're all over here. Tweakers on mountain bikes, you know, mountain bike, backpack, ask you for a cigarette, all over this place. And I do high security because from the road you can see the top of this greenhouse, and it's just like a beacon of what's in the greenhouse, you know. And Tom's driving by every day. You gotta be vigilant on this stuff. And I got 3 or 4 ways that I do that, and I'm gonna go over that here in the next video or two. All right, check back, like, subscribe, grow this new channel. Thank you.